Today we are discussing summer activities and youth employment. And we are very fortunate to have a team from the Mayor's Employer Advisory Council in Evanston and Aikina Martin from the Land of Lincoln Services in Springfield, who will lead us through the discussion. In terms of our agenda and goals, we wanted to connect with communities and share resources and learn about how communities are approaching summer activities and youth employment. And so we'll hear from 2 communities on how they're approaching this, and we'll also learn about regional development strategies in the midst of COVID-19. And we will share resources and next steps. As always, we are recording this webinar, so it will be available later on for you to share with your colleagues. And we will also provide the PowerPoint presentations. And now I will turn it over to folks from the Mayor's Employer Advisory Council in Evanston.
Oh, thank you very much, Edith. Good morning, everybody, and thanks for the opportunity to talk about the Evanston iKit program, which is a 12-week paid internship program for Evanston Township High School class of 2020 graduates. My name is Neil Gambo, and I'm the chair of the Evanston Mayor's Employer Advisory Council, otherwise known as MEAC. The partners shown here on the screen are all MEAC members, and we are also enjoying the 10 employers that are along with us, most of whom are MEAC members. So this morning, you're going to hear from some key iKit leaders. Tana Francelno, who's the Career Partnership Manager, Lisa Lodi from Youth Job Center, she's the Training Manager, and Nathan Norman from the City of Evanston, the Youth and Young Adult Program Manager. The iKit model that we're going to talk about, and I'll explain the name in a minute, is based on a very successful career partnership program introduced by the Youth Job Center in 2020 and 2012. That program ran in Evanston and other places in Chicago. And in 2019, the City of Evanston Youth and Young Adult Division joined with YJC to provide funding that further strengthened the career partnership program in the City of Evanston. And when the pandemic hit, the team that was working, the members that we showed here in a minute ago, asked the Evanston Community Foundation, it's a philanthropic organization in the city, to redirect funding awarded earlier for another project and redirect it to support an internship program, and they agreed immediately. So this fully funded a program, and the program was called iKit, and it was formed in April and launched in May. Now you may ask how we came up with the name iKit. Well, the mascot for ETHS, the high school, is a wild kit, not a wild cat. Wild cat is Northwestern U, and they didn't really want to lose that, so it's called a wild kit. Hence the word kit in our name, because kit is associated with all kinds of things at that school. So an important precursor to the iKit program is the training that's offered by the Youth Job Center to Evanston Township High School students and others for career preparation. And when the pandemic hit, YJC pivoted to virtual learning, and I'd like to turn this over to Lisa Lodi from YJC to talk about this.
Thank you, Neil. Good morning, everyone. All right, wanted to take just a few minutes to tell you what we did at YJC to continue to provide services to the youth during this uncertain time. We began pivoting our work because we wanted to continue to be available. We wanted to be a force in the community to continue to move our youth forward. So we restructured our YJC curriculum. Our content is basically, it focuses on virtual career prep and also professional skills. So making sure that they have what they need to secure employment. The training included customer service, interview skills, workplace etiquette, and a little more. During COVID-19, our main focus was preparing for positions where the students and clients would have opportunities to secure essential employment. The age group that we use is between 16 to 25 we serve. And our focus now is on summer positions and post-high school opportunities. Our training normally is conducted 4 days a week. Each session is about an hour and a half long because it's a little difficult to keep them intertrained for much more than that. The platforms that we use are Zoom and Google Hangout. And we make that available to them on their cell phones, Chromebooks, laptops, etc. So we really cater to them, and we seek to meet their needs and be a force behind all of them. So that's pretty much it in a nutshell, and I will turn it over to Norman.
Great. I hope that, first off, I want to say I hope that everyone is doing well during these uncertain and unfortunate times. The mayors and the employment partners from MEAC, the Mayor's Employment Advisory Council, has partnered with the City of Evanston, YJC, to provide career pathway opportunities for young people, specifically graduating seniors in Evanston. The Youth Job Center and the City of Evanston are both responsible for engagement and recruitment of the young people drafted into the IKIT apprenticeship program. I represent, as I stated previously, the City of Evanston's Youth and Young Adult Division, and my team and I will also assist with providing mentorship, alternative recreation activities, case management if necessary, and wraparound support for the IKIT participants. Participants in the program will also be assigned a mentor as they matriculate through the program. Each year, ETHS, each year, MEAC, YJC, and the City of Evanston work with ETHS to identify graduating seniors who don't have a postgraduate plan or want to take a non-traditional path. And we want to make sure that we're providing them with ample options and resources to help them post-graduation. Employers agree, in the IKIT program, employers will agree to 12-week internship, weekly updates on progress. They'll also provide a mentor, as I stated previously. We'll consider interns, and after the process, the intern will hopefully have an employment opportunity at the conclusion of the internship after the 12 weeks is up. And with that, I will turn it over to Tana.
Thanks, Nathan. So this kind of talks a little bit about our program structure, some of what Nathan has already shared, but just a couple key highlights. It was created for graduating seniors. We really wanted to focus on the graduating class of 2020 this year and really support them with some career pathway opportunities that were look very different from what maybe post-COVID. We found 18 positions, paid positions. Nathan and I partnered and brought MEAC employers and City of Evanston employer contacts together to create capacity for Evanston youth. We have Youth Job Center created a employer worksite kind of contract that just kind of is an agreement between the employer and Youth Job Center because they are the payroll and funding agent for the young people during this internship. The young person will make $10 per hour. It's a 20 to 25 hour per week schedule. And then there's 4 hours per week that Youth Job Center will be offering life trainings for financial literacy and social and emotional, as well as additional career training. And this slide here just shows the marketing tool we used. You know, everybody's virtual right now. And so I have some really amazing partners at Evanston Township that I work really closely with to help promote and identify students that this program will be ideal for. So we were able to send this out to 300 plus graduating seniors digitally, as well as post on social media. We also created a Spanish version as well as our English version to make sure that we reach all young people that are looking for opportunities. And we also promoted this through the teachers and the counselors at the school so they can recommend young people as well. Now I'll turn this over to Nathan.
Thank you, Tana. May 15th, we were introduced, this program was introduced to the students. May 15th through the 29th, they accepted the online applications. May 25th through the 29th, initial interviews took place between MEAC, YJC, and the City of Evanston. Now, June 1st through the 5th, The second interview process will take place with MEAC, YJC, and the City of Evanston to assist, with assignment to employers. And the special thing about this part of the process is that the actual employers whom the students will be placed with will actually participate in this aspect of the program. June 8th through 12th, the onboarding process will take place, including YJC career preparation classes, which is more around job readiness training, interview prep, workplace comportment, and so on and so forth, and getting the employer paperwork in place so that the students will have a seamless transition into work. June 15th, the students will start the internship. And again, as I stated, they will also have a mentor to assist them through as they matriculate through the program. Another thing I wanted to speak about in addition to this is that the City of Evanston also hosts a job fair. We have a robust summer employment program that we do annually. And we've been successful in employing just over 600 youth per summer here in Evanston. And that's contributed to the great work and the great partnerships we have with the employers around our town. And so I definitely wanted to highlight that as well. And just say that, you know, the students and the interns that we're getting into the IKIT program are very reliable, very excited about entering into the workforce. They're excited about career paths. And I found that they've done their research and they have, you know, they've researched the program and they're also excited about entering into a career path. And so I'm grateful that we're able to assist them and help them and provide them with options.
Thanks, Nathan. So how do we find employers, especially in this climate? COVID-19, I think in mid-March, we decided everything was kind of shut down a little bit. And most of my work is spent with employers and building a pipeline so that we can have students and employers engaging, whether it's work-based learning in school or employment or career path opportunities. So we were able to pivot and start doing Zoom well-being checks with employers initially, just checking to see how they're doing. I started with the relationships we had already in MEAC, and then Nathan and I partnered with the relationships he had, and we were able to come up with a variety of career paths where we were able to find space for young people. So I would say initially it's relationships is key. Start with the relationships and the people that you know if you're looking to build a program like this, because that's exactly what we did. We sought out a variety of pathways, manufacturing, culinary. Our young people that go through the culinary internship will leave with a food handler certificate, as well as we also have opportunities in agriculture. Our goal is to start to build a talent pipeline for the employers and to make a more meaningful connection for a career path for a young person. I think the employers are brave. A lot of them have COVID-19 protection procedures in place, so we're sharing that with the young people that are interviewing and moving forward in these opportunities. And I think it will be a really great experience for the employer and for the young person. Thank you, and I'll pass this over to Neil.
Okay, I think one of the things that I'm going to ask Nathan to do real quick is he's been part of the interview team, interviewing these young people. You might want to make a comment on that, Nathan.
Sure, thank you, Neil. Yes, I've been interviewing young people along with another one of our colleagues, Dewana Frazier. And so what I've been finding, these interviews last about 15 minutes and we've conducted them over the telephone. But what I found, Neil, is that a lot of the young people, again, have researched what they want to do. They have a clear vision of where they want to work, what career path they want to go into. So I found that to be really, really exciting. It wasn't just about, you know, I just want a job or I just, you know, want to do anything, but they have been really, really keen in on what it is that they want to do. Another thing that I would like to say is that we conducted 14 interviews within the last 2 days. I believe we'll have another round on tomorrow. And I just want to say that they've been very enthusiastic. They've been responsible. They've been reliable. They've been on point. And I'm hopeful and excited about the opportunities that they'll be able to go into. And a lot of them actually thought that the pairing them with a mentor as they go through the process, they found that the wraparound support to be conducive.
Okay, thanks. Edith, that's going to be it for us, but I want to thank my team for the team for being participants here. Thanks.
Great, thank you. And I think there was a question in the chat which was responded to, that the onboarding will be is being done in person, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Practicing social distancing, of course.
Yeah. All right. I do have one question, actually. Could you talk a little bit about any lessons you've learned about working collaboratively with different organizations?
Well, I will say that in order to build a deeper program that's a little bit more solid and feels more firm, you do need the resources and collaborative approach. And so I think having the city, Youth Job Center, and MEAC with the school, that really creates a synergy in the town, in our community, and really helps us be more intentional about how we support young people on their career track and path. So I like it. We were able to dig deeper and add more students because of it, because we did a partnership. And I think that moving forward, we'll continue to build deeper in our employer relations and capacity for more students. So hopefully next year we'll have even more internship opportunities for seniors.
Can you share any examples on how youth are working virtually in electric and manufacturing, etc.?
Actually, our manufacturing partners are working, they're essential businesses right now. So they both are working on site with PPE in place and COVID protection plans in place. So they didn't close during this cycle. So we're actually working internally. They'll be on site for the manufacturing positions. All of our positions are on site with the COVID pieces in place for sure. Great.
Thank you very much to the MEAC team. And now we will turn it over to Aikina from the Land Lincoln Goodwill Services.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Aikina Martin with the Land Lincoln Goodwill Youth Services Program. And we've been in existence since 2010. Our program serves roughly around 70 youth ages 12 to 17 in our Teen Reach Good Guys program. They are mentored by individuals from various backgrounds and professions, as well as we are a host site for the City of Springfield Americorps program. We have a partnership with the mayor to have Americorps volunteers mentor our youth and give back to their community. The goal of our partnership was to identify youth 16 and older that may be unsure where they want to go in life by putting them in a leadership position where they can find their path and earn a stipend to go to college. The focus of our youth service program is having our youth enter college or the workforce. Therefore, we have a very strong emphasis on college and job readiness. We work with our career coaches, which is located in our Goodwill Administration building, to help our youth with resumes, learning how to code, and computer literacy. Also, our youth and mentors give back to their community by participating in various service learning activities throughout the year. This page shows what our staff and mentors go over with the youth in their schools throughout the school year, and also our after-school program and in the summer. Our youth receive SAT, ACT prep courses. We have found that the earlier you start, the better the youth will be off taking the test. Therefore, we started this year going over the prep courses with our youth in middle and high school. This summer, we have some of our seniors which are graduating this week. Actually, we have a graduation at 11 today, taking online college courses to earn some credits before they go off to their colleges. So we have them get familiar with Blackboard by having a Blackboard training. Also, we work with the caregivers to complete the FAFSA. And since COVID-19 hit and the recent events has made us find various ways to program with our youth. Due to the population we serve, the governor deemed us essential from the beginning, so we started off serving 10 youth in person, then 5, and now in phase 3, we're serving back to 10 youth. Some of the ways we serve our youth are text messages, in person, and over the phone. In these times, we want to keep open communication with our school officials, our youth, to ensure they are safe, completing their homework, and on what jobs are hiring because our youth are struggling financially. I want to add, with the events that have recently happened, our youth are concerned about being in public and being stopped by law enforcement. We have had some conversations about being in public and being stopped. And so we basically wanted to let them know that we're going to address this head on, and whatever they want to talk about, we can have a conversation about. And as far as our workforce, our Goodwill store is just opened yesterday, and so many of our youth go through our summer work program, and they'll be welcome to work, come back to work. They get $10 an hour, and they're able to work through the summer, and if they do a great job, then they're able to work throughout the year as long as they keep their grades up. Many of our other youth have been able to find a job in food service, such as IHOP, McDonald's, and Buffalo Wild Wings, also in residential facilities. Some of our youth were going to be youth counselors for the local YMCA, but that's on hold now due to COVID-19. However, these youth were able to become Americorps volunteers and receive a living allowance, which allows them to receive a check every 2 weeks. We focus on having each youth having an individual success plan, a resume, as well as we go over how to write for scholarships. For example, we've been working closely with a homeless youth in the program who just wrote for 2 community scholarships and received them. This summer, our program would have been used to taking college visits, meeting college coaches, and participating in basketball camps. Due to this pandemic, we have our youth come to our building to stay in shape and take virtual tours of colleges. The following slides will show where our youth have gone on to be employed in colleges they attended. Also where our class of 2020 will be attending. We just had 2 college graduates, which was a great thing, come back from Grambling State University and Lincoln College and articulate to our young men and women the importance of receiving a degree, having some credentials, or entering the workforce, and how the program helped them. The last slide will show our Americorps volunteers preparing snack bags for youth that are unable to come to our program. They provide snack bags to our youth Monday to Friday during this pandemic. Our staff keep our families informed of benefits, food drives, and pantries around the city that can be helpful to them during these times. Lastly, and most importantly, as service providers, educators, and mentors, it's important to check on our youth's mental health and also how we are doing mentally, because these are some unprecedented times, and we want to continue to be healthy and be here for our youth and their families because they count on us.
Thank you very much, Aikina. Any questions for Aikina? I will now turn it over to my colleague, Heather Pence, to share with us some additional strategies and resources.
Hi, everyone. Thank you again to all of our speakers today. And sorry, I got a little bit of a wild maniac here in the background, AKA my almost 3-year-old daughter. So this article is going to be linked in the next resource slide too, but thinking through the examples that you've seen here today with the community models, they're looking at all of these 4 things, right? So in this time, right, you have regional development strategies, and we're all having to quickly pivot, right? As you can see from like the Evanston model, thinking through like, okay, we had these internships, we have this set up, we have these employer partners, but now what are those really immediate short-term needs, but also thinking long-term as well, right? So there's a moment when you're addressing what's happening right now, but also having to continue to think long-term. So as you're building this partnership, building this opportunity, what does that look like now and in the future? And so really creating those new and also engaging your existing partnerships. You can see there's task forces, right? Speaking to coordinating the efforts. No one can do this on their own at any time, but especially now in a time of crisis like COVID-19. And really understanding then those current and emerging business needs. There's going to be different challenges that are happening to provide and being able to provide those demand-driven services. And really spending time with virtual work groups to gather real-time intelligence, as we all are very familiar with. Things are shifting weekly, daily, hourly, and so really making sure that there's engagement and constant conversation to understand what the current needs are, and as things might shift, like guidelines. I mean, I think to my daycare, right? It's slowly starting to open, but every day they're kind of sending new guidelines, new thoughts on how they're going to address this. And so really making sure that everyone's in touch there. And then thinking through the data, right? So incorporating those relevant data sources. I know we've had different information and resources and webinars about that, but really looking at some real-time labor market information. And so again, to that point, like thinking through what's needed now, but still promoting those jobs that we know are going to be in demand as we slowly continue to build and move ourselves out of this time of COVID-19. And to really closely monitor what's happening locally, regionally, what are those hiring trends? And as you're thinking through the youth that you're serving, what are those top skills? What are those credentials that are going to help qualify them for those opportunities? And how are you engaging resources or connecting with others to build and support those in youth? And then testing your assumptions, right? I think what's so hard right now is that we're all doing the best we can with what we know at the time, and we're making as informed decisions as we possibly can, and then things shift, right? So really comparing the learnings that you're having and thinking through who is your job seeker talent pool, how are you matching them to those current trainings and services? Are they getting matched opportunities? And then again, really understanding those immediate impacts and identifying what might be some new in-demand occupations. Like there's way more people doing delivery services for grocery stores, right? There's way more people doing contact tracing. There are immediate needs now that can serve youth well and develop those essential skills and also support communities during this time of COVID-19. So there is a list here for you all of just some different resources. I would encourage you all, if there's anything that you are reading or seeing other resources, please put those in the chat box here. Again, I think all we can do right now is really be reading things, talking to others, thinking through, and again, making those the best decisions we can with the information we know at the time and pivoting and moving as we need to. So thank you all again to the communities for sharing today, and I'll turn it over to Edith or anyone else who has any comments.
Well, thank you very much, everyone, for your participation, and a special thank you to our speakers from MEAC and to Aikina Martin from the Land of Lincoln Services. And we will share these resources on our website. We will also share the recording with everyone so you can share it with your colleagues. So thanks again and have a good day.